Over 40% of long distance relationships end in breakups. So if you want to know how to give your relationship the best chance possible to actually last the distance, then watch this video. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Renee Slansky for Flirtini, and I'm a professional dating and relationship coach. In this video, I'm going to give you 6 practical ways that you can strengthen your long distance relationship. Okay, tip number 1, plan your communication. We all know that communication is huge in a relationship, but even more so if you have lots of distance in between you. Because you can't actually be there face to face with each other and have an interpersonal relationship, it means that you're going to have to focus on ways that you can up the communication in your couple. Now, the key here is not to wait till you feel that you want to text or speak to each other, or wait until you have time, but actually scheduling in that time to communicate means that you are committed to being able to make this relationship stronger because you're constantly speaking to one another. This includes video calls, phone calls, texting, you name it. You have to actually make that a number 1 priority, and if that means literally putting it in your diary, I guarantee you it will make a huge difference. Number 2, set aside a budget for travel. Now, if you're in a long distance relationship, chances are you're going to have to spend some money to be able to see each other, whether that's getting plane tickets, train tickets, or even taking time off work so that you can spend time with them. You want to make sure that you're not put under all this financial pressure so that you have to choose either work or your relationship, or feel that when you're on your holiday with your lover or with your partner, that you can't really enjoy yourself because you're constantly thinking about how you're going to be able to pay for it. Setting aside a little bit of money every week or every month by automatically putting it into a separate account means that you are committed to being able to see that person. What I suggest is not just one person do this, but both people in the relationship do this. And if you even are able to do it into a joint account, it means that you've got something common that you're working towards to show that you're committed to making this work. Which brings me to point number 3. Have some common goals together, but also individually. One of the difficult things that really happens when you're in a long distance relationship is making sure that you don't actually drift apart, because you've got your life in one country, they've got their life in another country, and it can be really difficult to try and find that unity. So if you can create some common goals that you're actually both working towards, it means that you're able to speak about something, build something together, and actually create some sort of unity over that distance. However, you also need to make sure that you have your own separate goals outside of each other. If you're in a long distance relationship like I was for 4.5 years with my husband, you can become so focused on when you're going to see each other next that you really lose sight of your own purpose and individuality outside of that relationship. So having your own goals with your career, with your personal interests, with your friends, with your family, with your finances, means that you've got something else to focus on, which will balance out all the feelings and emotions that you have with missing your partner while you're apart. Number 4, plan a date night. Just because you're in a long distance relationship doesn't mean that the intimacy and the romance has to die down. Of course, it won't be the same as if you're actually on a real date with them in person. However, doing something is better than doing nothing. Again, this is almost like what I said in the first point when it comes to communication. Don't wait till you find the time to be able to romance each other. Actually schedule it in. Whether it's every Friday you go out on a date and you do a dinner date through a video chat, whether it is you have a coffee date with each other in the morning on Saturday morning over breakfast. Yes, it won't be like having a real date with them in person. However, it is still going to make a difference because it's giving you a chance to connect and to share something with each other, even if you're in different places. Number 5, choose your daily focus. I cannot stress this enough. When you're in a long distance relationship, there's going to be a lot of emotions that will come up, missing that person, second guessing them, wondering if they're being faithful, wondering if it's worth all the effort, because yes, long distance relationships require a whole lot more work and effort. So that's why it's really important that you don't allow your feelings and your thoughts to overtake you in such a way that you start reacting to to the situation instead of responding. What I mean by that is actually choosing today, where am I going to put my thoughts? Am I going to put it into constantly missing that person, or am I going to put it into my work and my career and building this part of my life whilst I'm away from the person that I want to be with? Every single day we have choices to make, and those choices either get us further towards our goal of happiness, peace, and progress, or they take us further away. So if you can be consciously making decisions throughout the day, that will not only affect your peace in the daily moment, but it will also affect how you handle your relationship over the distance as well. And lastly, number 6, temptation-proof your relationship. That's right. When you're in a long distance relationship, as I mentioned before, there will be moments where you're wondering whether or not that person is being faithful. And they could be being faithful the whole entire time. However, insecurities and fears can really rear their ugly heads and affect how we respond and react to that relationship. So what you want to do is you want to temptation-proof your relationship. Temptation to all of a sudden attack that person and accuse them of doing things, or temptation from being tempted to go and connect with somebody else because they are literally there with you instead of your partner who's in another country. Ways to temptation-proof your relationships are like talking to each other regularly, communicating, how do you feel? What are you worried about? What are your fears and insecurities? Having that regular romance, having those regular date nights, all those other tips that I actually said before are going to help proof your relationship from falling to temptation. Another really key thing here is making sure that you are aware of who you're connecting with outside of your relationship, meaning if you're having friends and family who are telling you it's too hard, don't even try, are they influencing your decisions? Or if you're finding that you're drawn to another person of the opposite sex or someone that you're attracted to, and that's starting to confuse you in your long distance relationship, then obviously you need to be able to put some boundaries around that. Okay, well, I hope that these tips really helped you. Let me know down below in the comments how long you have been in your long distance relationship for and how's it all going, because we want to be able to start to get this conversation going so that we can help you along the way. Don't forget to check out our app Flirtini. The link for that is down below. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, share it with somebody who maybe needs to be able to see these tips as well. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.